Hello and welcome to this lecture. Today we are going to discuss the drug use in acid peptic disease, and I'm going to present one of the cases. A 50 years old man tell his physician about the burning epigastric pain that have awakened him at night for the past 3 weeks. So the main thing is that the presenting symptoms are epigastric pain. The pain often begins at in the late morning and is relieved by food or antacids, but reappears about 3 hours after a meal and during sleep. So if you take a look of this statement, you can find that patient having number one having epigastric pain, and then you can see the patient condition become better with the food or is with an antacid. So it means the main thing is that there is an increase of the secretion, increase of acidic secretion, and with the food it become diluted or antacids. And they mentioned it appeared again after 3 hours after the meal and during sleep, because at that time the acid concentration become increased. So that's the first thing, that there is an increase of the secretion. But we have not finalized that what is the diagnosis of that patient. We further get information that he has begun otherwise healthy and his vital signs and physical examination findings are normal. Blood sample are taken for routine chemistries and blood counts. So a rapid urease test for Helicobacter pylori is positive, which is the main diagnostic, that we know that there is an increase of the acidic secretion, but what actually the reason behind, or in other case that why the acidic secretions is affecting the patient stomach lining. So the main, they identify that the presence of the Helicobacter pylori, which is a bacteria, and it is positive. And he is scheduled for gastrointestinal endoscopy, which revealed an inflamed ulcer in the wall of duodenal bulb. So then, after detailed investigation, it was found that it was not because of the acid secretions, it was because of the presence of the ulcer produced by this Helicobacter pylori, caused by the Helicobacter pylori in the wall of duodenal bulb. Then a gastric mucosal biopsy confirmed the presence of H. pylori. So we confirm with first the test with rapid urease test, and then after gastric mucosal biopsy, we confirm the presence of H. pylori. Patient deny any drug allergies and is placed in the combination of rabeprazole, which is proton pump inhibitor, plus amoxicillin, which is antibiotic, clarithromycin, and dazoles for 14 days. His symptoms improved markedly after several days of therapies. After completion of therapy, the results of rapid urease test for H. pylori is negative, and endoscopy confirmed the ulcer healing. So you can see this case presentation initially, before the urease test, we thought that because of the epigastric pain and the pain become better, is reduced with the food or antacid, we thought that there will be increase of the acidic secretions. But after a detailed analysis with rapid urease test and endoscopy, we found that the H. pylori is present, and that result in ulceration of the wall of the duodenal bulb. And then we start the treatment with rabeprazole, which is a proton pump inhibitor, and we're using a number of antibiotics because we know that H. pylori is a bacteria. So we present with these things. Let's discuss in detail of this case study. So first of all, we need to understand that the acid peptic diseases consist of gastroesophageal reflux disease, peptic ulcer disease, which could be a gastric in nature or could be duodenal in nature. and then stress-related mucosal injuries. So there are three main diseases in acid peptic diseases. Number one is GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease, then peptic ulcer, which could be either gastric or duodenal, depending upon anatomical position. And then it could be physiological, such as stress-related mucosal injuries. So I explained that GERD usually occur when the stomach will reflux back to your mouth and stomach. So this GERD is different from peptic ulcer disease. So you have to understand that why a patient is suffering from H. pylori. So if you see in our previous, in this case, we have to understand that patient having the presence of H. pylori. So not, this case is not about GERD. And in GERD, because in GERD, it is the acid reflux and the stomach go back into your mouth and stomach. 90% of the peptic ulcers is caused because of the bacterium H. pylori or by use of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. So we know this thing that NSAIDs is also responsible for ulceration because they increase the production of acid secretions. So this is a picture of GERD, where you can see this is the lower esophageal sphincter, and because this is not working properly, so the acid will reflux back to your mouth or to the upper part of the stomach. If we differentiate acid peptic disorders by GERD and peptic ulcer disease, this I already discussed, the reflux of the acid to the mouth or to the upper part of the esophagus, whereas in peptic ulcer disease is the ulceration on either the gastric ulcer or on the duodenal ulcer, and because of the it occurs because of the sometimes drug induced or H. pylori. So the drug they mentioned in the case are rabeprazole, which is proton pump inhibitor. So we will discuss that what are proton pump inhibitors. Let's take a look of proton pump inhibitors. And when we take a look of proton pump inhibitors, we have a pump which is known as hydrogen potassium ATPase, and this pump is responsible for increasing the proton. And we know that proton is, if you are familiar with the chemistry, it is hydrogen positive. So there will be, if there is more proton, it is responsible for making the environment more acidic. A common example of acid, just like if you remember in your chemistry, hydrochloric acid. And if hydrochloric acid dissociate, it gives hydrogen ions, or we can say the protons. So what these drugs are doing, these drugs are actually blocking the release of the protons, the hydrogen ions, through this hydrogen potassium ATPase pump, which is present in the parietal cells of the stomach. Then the long-lasting reduction of stimulated and nocturnal acid secretions. So it means the secretions that occur at night, nocturnal meet at night. So these pumps are responsible for decreasing the hydrogen ions and then reduce the secretions. Clinical application of PPIs in generally they are used in peptic ulcers, and they are also used in gastroesophageal reflux disease and also used for erosive gastritis. Their half-life is much shorter than the duration of action. They are having low toxicity, but they usually cause diarrhea, headache, and abdominal pain in around 1 to 5 patients. As they are reducing the acidic secretion, so they may impair the absorption of some drugs if someone using drugs in combination, such as ketoconazole. So be aware when patient is taking ketoconazole plus in the combination with proton pump inhibitors. And as another important thing that is important, that this acid is important for releasing the vitamin B12 from the food. So if there is a decrease of the acid because of the continuous administration and then it can affect the absorption of vitamin B12. And vitamin B12, which is very important for the nerve functions, and prolonged use of the proton pump inhibitors can lead to abnormal level of B12. So the drug which is used for the treatment of H. pylori associated peptic ulcer is rabeprazole. It is also used for erosive esophagitis, 20 milligram once a daily for 4 to 8 weeks, with the maintenance dose of 10 or 20 milligram once a day, depending upon patient response. It is also used for gastroesophageal reflux disease, with the dose initially 20 milligram once daily for 4 to 8 weeks. And it is also used for peptic ulcers with 20 milligram once daily for 4 to 8 weeks, especially for duodenal ulcers or for gastric ulcers more than 6 to 12 weeks. The other drug which is used is omeprazole, and omeprazole has been used for ulcers related to drug-induced ulcers such as non-steroidal anti-inflammatory or gastroesophageal reflux disease or duodenal ulcers. And the dose recommended is 20 milligram once a day for up to 8 weeks, especially with drug-induced ulcerations caused by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. For H. pylori associated, they are used in combination with clarithromycin, 20 milligram twice a day for 1 week in combination with clarithromycin. So the main thing in this case presentation is that the epigastric pain is the main symptom, and how can we diagnose? We can diagnose with the help of urease test and then endoscopy. And this is a picture of endoscopy that can be inserted inside. So mucosal biopsy will confirm the presence of H. pylori. So thank you so much for today's lecture. Hope to see you again.